I don't think in this day and age, small window cleaning businesses need employees. Most of the time when you have an employee, you find yourself busting a gut to generate the volume of work just to pay their wages. You've got to put up with all their drama, all their issues. You've got to put up with their excuses and lies. You know, you've got a text late at night or a text very early in the morning with some lame excuse as to why they can't come into work when you've got a full day booked up. On top of that, you've got the additional cost. You've got paying their national insurance, you've got sick pay, you've got holiday pay, all of that malarkey to take into consideration. The way I came about working on my own happened about 5 years ago now. And this was a pivotal moment in my business. I thought, bollocks, what am I going to do here? I put all my prices up by 20%. There was no mercy. I just went bang, bang, bang. Every price went up 20%. I offloaded 50 or 60 of the most labor intensive job, and I just knuckled down. And it was absolutely fantastic because you're working at your own pace. You've got no added drama or stress. You've got no pressure to cover their wages. You don't have to go to bed at night thinking, am I going to wake up to a text and have to reorganize my day? So, like I said, the profits it was unbelievable, because you get institutionalized. When you've got somebody working with you, it's difficult not to adjust your day to the person that sat next to you, you know, so unconsciously you're slowing down slightly. You're adjusting to their level, okay? When you suddenly work on your own, you become re-energized. I found I was doing as much and even more in a day on my own than the franchisees that are working as a pair. And at that particular moment in time is when I got into investing as well. So that's when I cashed in my SIPs and started investing. It was this knee-jerk reaction that made me reevaluate everything and think, I actually don't need anyone with me. I don't need all this drama. And I proved it. I did it. I went and doubled my net profit overnight. Now, if you go back, say 30 years, 40 years, which is when I started in the 80s, you really did need somebody working with you because you were laddering everything. And it was a lot safer to have somebody with you to foot the ladder and keep an eye out. So it was a necessity, I think, back in the 80s that you had somebody working with you. But these days with the poll system, it's taken all that out of it. You don't need anybody with you. You can set your own pace. You've only got one job to do, which is poll these windows right in front of you. You can do it on your own. Piece of cake. And also where you're on your own, you're zoning out. You're in the zone, you're chilled out, and you become more creative. All these ideas, because you're meditating, because you're on your Jack Jones. Especially like me, I work right out in the countryside a lot of the time. Beautiful spring summer's day. You're just drifting off, you know, you're unconsciously meditating. So it's got the psychological benefits, the mental benefits of working on your own and getting more creative and getting lots of ideas coming into your head that you can move on with. And no drama. The stress levels, not only is it the financial benefits, which are massive, huge, it's the stress levels. Your stress levels just go right down because you haven't got to cover for somebody sat next to you that's creating drama. And also when you're on your own, you haven't got the unnecessary distractions that you have when you've got an employee with you. Like you'll pull up on a job And when I'm working on my own, I'm so much more structured. You know, and when you're working with somebody, you get dragged into their nonsense. So you'll pull up at a job, they'll start talking to you. So there's a couple of minutes wasted. And that added up over days, months, weeks, years. That adds up, you know. Whereas now I pull up, boom, I've got a system. You know, invoice gets written out, straight up, bang, do the job, sit down. You know, lunch is like you eat on the hoof, couple of minutes, done. You know, you got someone with you, they sit down, they want a lunch time, they want a proper lunch break, so they sit down and waste half hour, 45 minutes or whatever, sat on their ass talking shit. So you haven't got those unnecessary distractions when you're working on your own. And the business, you can still scale the business up via the franchisee system. You know, my advice to anybody that's in business or starting in business, if you've got a business that is predominantly commercial and it's quite a large business, then the employee route is probably a good way to go. But if you're a small to medium business that's domestic and commercial, you don't need employees. Ramp your prices up and go down the franchise route. Much simpler, less stress. And that is a massive one, the less stress. You don't realise when you've had employees for so long how much baggage they bring with them to work until you're on your own. I mean, I love my job anyway, as you well know, but when I work on my own, and I mean, this time of year, it's pretty crap, the weather. But even now, you know, I'm buoyed up. I love going to work because I know what I'm going to turn over that day. And I know what percentage of that is going to end up being net profit. And I know what percentage of that I'm going to be able to invest. You know, when you got an employee, you're on the back foot straight away because you think, well, I've got to fucking pay that numpty 150 or 100 quid a fucking day just for like adding some drama to my life. You know, and I know next week he's going to text me saying he's not coming in this day or that day or whatever because his wife wants him to decorate the hallway or some bullshit like that. So yes, you do not need an employee in this day and age with the pole system and the gutter vacuum that's made the job so much safer and more efficient. You do not need the drama, the unnecessary drama and cost of an employee. Anyway, I'm going to go indoors now and have me tomato soup and crusty roll. I'll speak to you later.